What's up?
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Selena, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
It's so wonderful that Ram Kamal has made this film so that we're finally able to talk
Yeah, I
because
know.
we have followed each other for a really long time, but because of the fact that you've not been having a film, so we've not been able to talk. I'm
Yeah.
a huge admirer of the work that you do, the free-spirited person that you are, and the fact that you stand up for what you think is right. And it's, I think, also reflecting in your film for one of the causes that is very dear to your heart,
Yeah.
the cause of the LGBT community and the gay rights. That's reflecting in your film as well.
Yes.
Was that one of the reasons for accepting the film?
Yes, it was definitely one of the reasons. I've been an LGBTQIA supporter and an activist
Mm,
for
mm,
almost 18 years now.
mm,
So, of course, it was I for long wanted to do a film which
right.
portrays the gay relationships, but I didn't want to do a film which insulted gay relationships or tried to make them something out of the ordinary. you know a relationship should be treated as a relationship, whether it's straight or gay or whatever the
Mm,
orientation of the person. So
mm,
when Ram narrated the subject to me of Season's Greetings, I felt that the way the same sex relationship was portrayed was so elegant, so poetic, so beautiful. Then the trans issue also. This is a film where a trans woman has been casted in a trans role, which rarely
mm,
happens in our
mm,
industry, as you know that, Faridun.
mm,
So that was also very, very special for me to be a part of a trans inclusive project. I uh, Rituda's one of his films, Arekti Prem Golpo. In that, he plays a trans character in his own movie that he's shooting. And he said a dialogue once which said that, when I left my house, where would I go? I have no place to go. It always stayed piercing through my heart. And
mhm.
so it was very important for me to do a film which is trans inclusive. And having said that, this is not a social cause film. It is a film about
It's not.
relationships. It is
Yeah.
a poetic film. It's a film about a Muslim boy and a Hindu girl who love each other, they live together. It is a film about the various seasons of life, a mother daughter relationship. And I just had lost my mother, and one of the last wishes of my mummy was to go back to films. She
Right.
was very upset with me since I left films in 2012, that why am I not going back? I'm still, I was getting great offers, and why am I not going back to films? And when she passed away, one of the last few conversations that we had was this, that she says that go back to films, do films, why are you not doing films? So when Ram did narrate this story to me, and obviously the mother daughter relationship is the integral crux of the film,
Right.
I knew this was a sign. There was Rituda, there was the mother daughter aspect, and Ram Kamal, who's a dear friend of mine. And I had to do it and make my mother's last wish also come true.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
As you said that it's a story about relationships, and I think it's functioning at various levels,
Yeah.
multiple levels. It's about as you talked about the fact that one aspect is the LGBTQI community. At the same time, it's
Mhm.
about separation, and it's about when parents separate, then how it impacts the kids.
Yes.
It is also about that, and yeah, of course, it is about man-woman relationship as well. So there are multiple layers to the story. There are multiple layers to the story, and that is, I think, that is always maybe a good way to make a comeback of sorts, right?
Yes, absolutely. I knew people will like this film because not because of anything else. Ram's vision for this film was very beautiful. This was
Mm,
a very different genre. In fact, there is no other film in this genre right now.
mm,
The only person who used to make this genre of films was Rituda. And I like that uniqueness about this film. And You know, Faridoon, you and I have been friends for very long, and you have been a very integral part of my whole career journey as well. I was, by the time it was 2012, I was so fed up of constantly being used as a mannequin in all my films. I just felt that nobody was willing to look at the actor within me. And this was one of the reasons I left films, not because I got married or I had children. You know, there was no dearth of offers. I just did not want to do that anymore. And when I did Ram Kamal Season's Greetings, I knew that I'm going to be seeing the actor. In nowhere is this film less sexy or less portraying me in a less flattering way or anything like that. Everything is there, but you still see the actor. You don't see Celina. You see Romita. You see the actor, and the credit obviously goes to the director, Ram Kamal Mukherjee. The way the film has been written, the unique genre of the film, everything which he created. So, having said that, I thought that it was a good film to come back with, and um, with my mom's blessings, I feel, and Rituda's blessings, the critics have, all critics have really appreciated the film. The public audience has appreciated the film. I'm still waiting to hear from you what you thought about the film.
I've seen the film today. I've seen the film today, and I'll surely. In fact, if you see this live in the beginning, I've expressed my thoughts. You know, it's pleasantly surprising, to be honest. You know, it's pleasantly surprising, and yeah, it just leaves a gulp in your throat, and it's always, you know, like a good good note to have, that if a story can move you in this manner, because you know these days there are so many stories, there's so much of content which is there, and if any content, if it can just hold your attention, it can just engage your attention, I think it's
Yeah.
always a very good sign. And you know, several debates have been started by this film. One of them was that the way you guys took care in terms of the intimate scene that you and Azhar
Yeah.
Khan have shared. So a lot of professional care was taken in terms of that everyone was comfortable on the sets.
Yeah.
And and you also said in an interview that that's how things should be, and maybe in the beginning of your career things were not you
Yeah.
know, taken care of in this manner, and people were not that conscious about it. So how do you look at this aspect, that intimate scenes, if they have to be shot, there has to be a
Oh, absolutely.
professionalism
I mean,
around
I
it.
was amazed when Ram said that, when Ram introduced me to Manisha Basu, who was our intimacy supervisor during on the sets. I was so amazed because I was a bit uncomfortable, to tell you the truth. You know, I had just delivered also, so I was going through immense bodily changes when I've just been a few months since I delivered. So I was still going through a lot of bodily changes. I was a bit. It was not comfortable for me to get into a intimate scene with another guy. I have, it was difficult for me to do that. But as an actor, I'm fine with doing that if the script demands it and it's going to be shot the right way. But still, you have your. It was really amazing when I landed in Kolkata. One of the first people I was introduced to was, he said, the intimacy supervisor would like to speak to you. So I was like, huh? What? So I thought, ये क्या है? Maybe it is, something new added to the script, because in Bollywood we're very used to things being added to the script and things like that. Then Manisha came and met me, and then she said, Celina, uh, she had a long discussion with me. She said, these are the guidelines. If anybody, any hand goes anywhere, you feeling uncomfortable, even if it's a part of the choreography of the scene, we will have certain gestures, you will tell me, and we can have a talk. You can call it a cut anytime, and without creating a big scene about it, we can discuss it. I can be the mediator between you and the male members on the set, and it was so comfortable that by the time we went on to do the scene on the bed, it was like, it really felt like such a professional atmosphere. So
Right.
you can perform, you are not worried about being violated in any way. And for me,
Mm.
that was very important, because as an actor, I have no qualms about doing an intimate scene on screen. Okay, I have no qualms about that. I'm comfortable with my body, and being intimate, having sex is something which is natural. Like, all human beings do it. But in that process, to be violated in any way is something I'm not comfortable with. And this Ram Kamal took very good care of. And I was so amazed because I was so comfortable by the time I was on the set and on that bed. And when they started shooting the scene, and everybody was there, the intimacy supervisor was there, and then there was another person from the intimacy supervisor's team who was on the monitor, making sure that nothing haywire is going, the cameraman was there, camera assistant was there, unnecessary people were all sent out without making it look like ho ha kuch ho raha hai room mein. And I think this was so wonderful because I, as an actor, felt free. I felt that no one can violate me at this moment. No one will even dare to, and I can just be the actor. Just because I'm doing the scene, that doesn't give the right to anyone to look at me in a negative way, or it's a demand of a script, and I'm doing that. I'm just being professional. So
Of course,
that
of course.
worked out, Faridoon, and I was very happy to do that. I was very happy to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you started your career, you started off, in this glamorous zone that, here's this glamorous actress and um, song and dance and fun sequences and glamorous sequences primarily. So did you at any point of time in the beginning of your career encounter any sort of uncomfortable experience when anyone
See,
tried to
I was
proposition you or anything?
very lucky initially because I was a Feroz Khan girl, and I was launched by Khan Saab, and he loved me. I loved Khan Saab more than anything else, and my God, he wouldn't let anything come close to me. Even, the saying "Parinda bhi par nahi maar sakta." That was the situation wherein shooting with Khan Saab. Now, what happened was that the negative side of that was I was so comfortable again and so protected. I did not know what life is going to be after I leave FK Productions and I do go out. And then Khansab also fell sick, a few years down, 3 years down the line, he was unwell, and then he went to New York for treatment. And, I did not have the same influence of guidance in my life as I would. Yes, I've been through my share of harassment. I have been through my share of harassment. It is bothersome, but you know what? We women in India go through a lot of harassment. This was not just in the film industry. When we talk about harassment, it was also before that, when I was in the modeling, in the field of modeling. And for a 15-year-old girl who comes from an army background and who thinks that everybody is a gentleman, and then you go out into this world and you face something like this, it takes you really 1 year to figure out what the freaking hell happened. What is this? Why do people behave like this? Half the
Right.
times you don't even know what is happening. Why is he talking like? Why is he prepositioning? Is that a preposition? You learn to deal with it. And then I realized, once I had achieved my success and a platform, I realized, my God, I am so used to harassment that we take it, most women take it with a pinch of salt. Ye to hota hai, you have to deal with it and just move on. This
Right.
becomes your attitude.
Mm,
So
mm.
yeah, had to keep going despite that.
Right, right. Because the interesting part is that so some girls they do compromise, but the way your trajectory has been that you took up these causes and you had a fierce voice. So obviously you started being looked at in a different light altogether. So I'm sure that anyone who was trying to maybe proposition you must have been must have understood that this is not a good idea because she's having a voice and she can express herself and she's not afraid to speak out. Because you did not
Downside.
after a point of time you did not bother about getting roles or films. You were so, I still remember in we had this interview in one of the five-star hotels, and
Yeah, the
this
Lalit.
was primarily,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, and so you're so passionate about this cause for LGBTQI community, and obviously you don't have to gain anything out of it. The fact is that it was so selfless that you went into a different zone altogether, and it didn't matter that what movies are coming your way, what sort of people are happy with what you're saying or not. So which was in a way which was wonderful. And looking back now, and you're back now, you're happily married and you're having kids, and you're still. I'm seeing so many comments. People are happy to have you back, and they're having wonderful things to say about you. So do you feel that the fact that you stood your ground, you believed in your conviction, paid off for you?
No, it didn't pay off for me because, in the hindsight, to tell you the truth, uh, being an activist scared a lot of people off also. So I lost on a lot of work. People were afraid to work with me. You just hit the nail on the head. Lot of people were afraid. The bigger I became as an activist, and the more, because at that time we were working on revoking Section 377. Then I went on to United Nations. I became a spokesperson there. People did get scared of me, and people did not want to work with me, and it was really very, very strange, because the reasons for which things wouldn't work out in films which had been signed and was not continuing anymore. So it was okay for me, because I was also getting exhausted. I'd been in the limelight since the age of 15. I started very young. When I came for Khan Saab's film, I was very, very young. Half the things it was a big learning trajectory for me. So in 2012, I decided to enjoy another season of my life. I met Peter. I got married. Wanted to spend more time with mom and dad also, and I enjoyed it. I have been enjoying it very much. And had it not been mummy's last wish, and had I not lost my parents, I may have not even come back, to tell you the truth. But having said that, the advantage now is there are many platforms now on which there is all kind of amazing things being done. So you can always choose where you want to work and what kind of work you want to do. So you, like, thanks to an OTT platform and thanks to Ram making a film like this, I was able to come back in a film in which my work has been very appreciated, which I've never received in my entire life. I've received appreciation for the way I look, or the sensational quotient which was added to the beauty queen in a bikini playing the violin. But
Yeah.
and I'm not saying I'm going to de-glamorize or do all those things just to prove myself as an actor. No, because I didn't have to do that for Ram's film either. Everything that was there before, but somehow Ram managed to showcase the actor within me also. And I'm so grateful to all the energies of the universe that this worked out. He set a very high standard. So I hope to do films which give me this joy, this pleasure of being appreciated and accepted, into the fraternity. I didn't have to belong to any camp. I did not have to beg anyone for a role or
Right.
do anything. I did it on my own, thanks to a person with a great vision, which is Ram.
Of course. All right. Now, in the recent times, you've also experienced depression.
Yeah.
What really happened?
Um, Life happened, and life goes through various seasons. And this was winter, very deep, dark, sultry winter for me. I lost both my parents suddenly together within a few months of each other. Um, we lost a son, a baby, to a hypoplastic heart. And all these things happened together, and it just throttled me down, because you don't realize the value of your parents till your parents are snatched away from you.
Right.
And I lost both my parents together. It was just shocking. It was, you don't get to say goodbyes, you don't get to say anything. And it left me it left me shattered, and I went into clinical depression at that point. And I was getting treatment for the depression just a month after mom's death and dad's death. And that's when Ram and I met, and I started working on this project. But that's why I got depression. Now that I'm feeling better, after having moved to Europe, back again to Austria, I wanted to talk about it so that people should know that this is something which is a disease. It is not just, a lot of people say, "अरे तुम्हारे पास तो सब कुछ है, सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा." Look at the car you drive, look at the husband, look at the children you have. But you cannot compare a chemical imbalance within your body to all the external factors in your life. When it hits you, it hits you. And when there is a chemical imbalance in your body, it brings you down, no matter how blessed your life is. And
Right.
it is good to take treatment for it. And that's why I spoke about it, because a lot of people, they just shut down. "क्या रे, तुम्हारे पास तो सब कुछ है, क्या है, तुम तो ठीक हो जाओगे," this, that, everything. Go on, life goes on, this, that. A lot of people say, which I think is wrong. You should allow a person to grieve. You should allow a person, if a person is sad, to guide them to go for the help to the right person, and not
Of
offer
course.
your
Of
own
course.
help. So it was very important for me to speak about it. So I spoke about it, because I feel better now. And sometimes I think if it wasn't for all the support and love that I got from my husband, from my kids, from my fans, I have had fans who stuck by me through depression also. I'm so
Right, I'm sure.
blessed. Yeah. And it is amazing that I had the ways and means to get through this. So whatever I could offer as advice to people suffering or feeling low, I thought I should, because every human should have the potential to live to their maximum capabilities.
Of course, of course, of course. So, where in Austria you are living?
I'm in Austria, in central part of Austria, very close to Graz, the
Right.
city of
Yeah,
Graz.
I've been to Austria. I've been to quite a few cities in Austria.
Okay.
Beautiful country. Yeah.
Yes, it's very
So
beautiful.
not to Graz, but yeah, I've been to Salzkammergut and
Salzburg and Salzkammergut.
Salzburg,
Yeah.
yeah, and Zelensee and Innsbruck,
Yeah.
Vienna. So yeah, it's a beautiful country, and apparently it has not been that affected with the corona the way other parts of
Because
the
we are under a lockdown
yeah,
since literally first week of March and the end of
yes,
January. So
yeah,
that's why, because thankfully our chancellor decided that, the moment Italy was hit,
right,
they shut off the borders, they sealed everything, and
mm,
thank God they did that. So all our cases are
mm,
literally touching zero, but our neighbors are having a terrible time with Italy, with
mm,
Germany, with Switzerland.
right,
So I feel bad because they have Italy. In 3 hours we can drive down to Venice. But the
yes,
situation there is
yes,
still pretty dire. So I'm glad the government took the steps that it did, and we are having a good lockdown here because the cold weather has decreased,
yep,
and
yep.
the
It's a beautiful
flowers
time
have
right
started
now.
blooming. So it's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Of course. Okay, let's quickly take a few questions. People are
Okay.
complaining that. Mm, okay, Rishabh is saying more power to you, Selena. You are a strong woman.
Rishabh is the fan
Uh,
who has stood a lot by me. He's from Indore. He's attended every IG of mine for the film promotion since the lockdown.
okay, Ahapi's toll is saying we didn't know about her struggles, and some people just keep judging on your looks or your work. They never look at your life's journey.
Yes. So I hope that you could have a sneak peek into that. Thanks to Faridoon.
Samir is saying your motivation to keep going. So, what is the motivation that has kept you going?
Uh, my husband and my kids, uh, and something that my mom told me, that do not give up till you have reached your best capable self as a human being. And I haven't reached that yet, so I'm keeping on going.
Okay, Varun Jain is saying freshness का reason क्या है?
Freshness. I'm living on pahadi ilaka. Has to be fresh, not a fresh air.
All right, Harish is, and Austria is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Austria is simply beautiful. You know, the lakes and the air and the water. I think the water is a huge strength that they
I
have.
was just gonna say that, the water जो यहाँ पानी जो आता है taps में जो पानी आता है, that
You
is
can drink that.
glacier water. It's spring water. It's very
It's
rich
a
in
spring
nutrients.
water.
So it's
Yes,
it's
yes.
it's very good to drink, especially for people who live very high up on the mountains. हम लोग के लिए तो spring से आता है पानी. So that water is very good for the health.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Mm.
Yeah. Harish is saying, hello, gorgeous beauty princess. It's me, Harish, your fan from Bangalore.
Thank you, Harish. So sweet of you.
Ahapi's story is saying, when are you coming back on the big screen?
Big screen soon. Let's find a great script, and I shall see you all soon.
Yamak Sai is saying, Selena, you became more prettier. Find me a girl as pretty as you.
Oh, thank you so much. You have to find your soulmate, my dear. She will come herself to you. You don't have to go looking anywhere.
Okay, okay. Tahir is asking, ma'am, any memories from the film No Entry?
Lots of memories, my God. That is the film which is full of memories. It took almost 18 months to finish shooting. And we shot the film in so many different countries. We shot it in Mauritius, we shot it in South Africa, we shot it in Thailand. So that film will always be very close to my heart because it's one of the biggest successes of my career. And most importantly, it made people very happy. and it continues to do that. And I love being a part of a project which brings happiness to people.
Okay. Paul Kumar is saying, when are you coming back to India and when are you joining Bollywood?
So I am back, Pau Kumar. Please watch my film Season's Greetings. It's streaming now on Z5 Premium and Z5, and let me know what you think about it.
Okay, Raj Flytrap is saying, Dil Diwana Beqarar Hone Laga Hai. Still love that music.
Thank you so much. Yes, it was a beautiful song, and I wish people would make such romantic songs again. The only downside of OTT platforms is that there's so much violence going into people's drawing rooms and living rooms and bedrooms that I myself, I'm very cautious about the kind of work I'm doing. Either it has to be beautiful and poetic and romantic, or it has to be something really funny and, making people laugh and positive. Because I think there's already so many troubles in the world. The last thing you want to do is take violence into a person's bedroom or into their drawing room.
Right. Chirag is saying, your eyes are beautiful.
Thank you.
Gohil is saying, I'm a big fan from Gujarat. Paul Kumar is saying, you are looking gorgeous.
Thank you.
Okay, Yama is saying you should work with Anis Bazmi again.
Yeah, hopefully soon. I have done 2 films with Anis ji, and I think I need to do something which was at par with a no entry. Yeah, very big, high standard again. He's an amazing director.
Right. All right, let's take a couple of more. This is Sunil. How do you measure your success?
How do I measure my success? I don't measure my success. I don't think I have fully achieved it yet. But I have achieved a lot, and I always measure it with how much gratitude do I have for everything that I've achieved in my life. So, when you are saying a lot of thank yous, that means that you've done something good in your life. So, measure your success with gratitude, dear.
Right. All right. So, this one last question. So Varun is saying Guru Dutt wala dialogue. So, I think some of the dialogues are really good.
That's all
what is that?
Writing.
आँखों से क्या है वो एक dialogue है? आँखों के कुछ तो there's some metaphor that is there. The beginning.
बस एक करवट की दूरी थी.
एक करवट की दूरी is one, and there's something related to आंसुओं का, something like that, or आँखों का कुछ तो है.
Yes, Liletji's letter is there. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, it's beautiful. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I think even the usage of music is pretty good, and the production design and the artwork is pretty good as well. So congratulations, Celina. Wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing a lot of your, I think, details with us that people are quite surprised to know as well, and they're happy to know about your journey. And all the best wishes. Take care. And
thank you, and thank you for supporting the film. And
always,
my comeback as and Ram.
Always, of course, for sure. And all the best wishes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.